Coach, do you think that second half was just fatigue catching up from last night, winning the back-to-back?
No, not at all. I think we let them be a little bit too comfortable and get some, workout rhythm shots. So George came out aggressive, and the things we were doing to deny him in the first half, we didn't do. Same with Leonard. But no, I mean, we gave it 78.5. I don't think it was fatigue-based. We made a lot of mental mistakes as well. So that would answer your question.
Speaking of the mental, at the end of the game, you guys were screaming for them to foul publicly, and no one responded, led to an and one. What miscommunication or mental or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, we did it a few times, obviously, and made a miss. We knew we had till 2 minutes to do it, so we had another minute and a half, and made a substitution and let everybody know, and not everybody's on the same page. So I got to communicate that across the board to everybody to make sure they all know what we're doing.
It was in transition, the two where you couldn't get it done. Is that just guys getting lost in transition and maybe the game moving too fast?
No, not if all 5 guys know and are aware and alert to what we're doing, regardless. So, I mean, whoever's near plumbing take the foul.
What did you see from Cam off the bench in the second quarter? It seemed like he was really able to ignite everybody.
Yeah, it gave us a nice spark. Obviously when we get stops and get out and run, it benefits him and our team. And that was the tale of the halves. We had 10 fast break points and ended with 10 fast break points. So partially due to us not being able to get stops, we were playing more in the half court, and he's a big part of that. But no, he was great. He was active, guarding well, and then doing what he does in the open court.
You mentioned they got very comfortable. Was it the execution of their offense before the shots that allowed them to kind of get on that roll that you couldn't stop?
I wouldn't say that as much. They're the #1 ISO team in the league, and they were trying to pick on specific matchups, or we did a better job of pushing them out, taking them off their spots, so we kind of just stood behind at times and let them get into their spots. They had one specific play where they got Leonard going downhill to his right hand. They gave us a little trouble there, but it was one-on-one, and like I said, we guarded well in the first half and did in the second half. So credit to them, because they do have 3 really good scorers that can get it going. But you'd like to have a little more resistance or consistency between the 2 halves.
You guys were very physical in Phoenix in the second half last night. Was that a team, the Clippers, that just wasn't going to overreact to that? They seemed almost okay with it when you were physical.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're gonna play through things, and they battle tested for the most part. I got a lot of better guys, but they're gonna continue to take the shots they take, and you do a good job and force them into some tough contested threes or tough mid-range shots, and you get out and run. When they're making them, it's obviously a lot different when they're set in their transition or their half-court defense. And so I don't want to say overreact. I mean, they got guys that have been there, done that. So instead, they're not going to get flustered if that's your question, but they're just going to keep playing and hunting the shots that they hunt. So that's who they are.
Even though you guys executed well when they were doubling and tripling Alpy, he got a ton of assists. Did that force you to sort of slow down and change the game a little bit, change the pace of the game?
I would say I think that was really about us not getting stops. That's why we had to slow the game down. Obviously, we weren't running as much like we were in the first half, and so we knew we had an advantage as far as that. But that's all dependent on us getting stops. So we're getting better at reading the double teams. Alpy's getting better at passing, and guys are getting to their spacing and their spots. And it's just coming down to knocking those down. So I would say it was more defense that affected us on the offense.
What did you think about Alpy's performance coming off of what he did last night?
It was good. I mean, high level triple-double, obviously. But in general, I think that's who he is, and he's starting to understand how teams are guarding him. Just wish we would have been a little more crisp down the stretch, and I think we made a few young mistakes.